Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony here, CCxRC, and on the bench I've got something cool for you from Team Associated. It is the Reflex 14B Buggy. It's a 14th scale, four-wheel drive buggy, and I saw this a couple weeks ago. I really liked the paint job on it, or the graphics. I thought they were really cool, and so I was interested in it. I had a two-wheel drive Team Associated RC10 4.2 race spec, and that was like I said, two-wheel drive, and I got that whenever my low C short course was down. I wanted something else to run at Debbie's on the track when they were still around, and so anyway, funny story, I was at a thing for a new job that I was working on, and a girl came up and punched me in the arm and called me a traitor, and I had no idea what was going on. Turns out her husband works for Team Associated. So Jenna, this unboxing is for you. Got me another Team Associated, and there's a couple other ones that I have my eye on that I've been looking at for a little while. So I got this one on RC Talk. We were all talking and I mentioned it, and they went and looked at it, and I went ahead and picked one up because the price is right, guys. These are like $179. So if this thing's really killer, it's really something you should look at. It's ready to run, and I think you just need to get a battery, which they do also have a combo kit. So we'll go ahead, get this out of the box, and we'll take a look at it for you guys. All right, so here is everything that you get inside of the box. This thing is a sweet size. It is, much smaller than the 10th scale, but larger than, of course, the 16th or 18th scale. A little bit bigger than the WL Toys versions that I have, like the A9, 5.9, or 6.9 buggy. So we'll get some of those in here, do a little size comparison between the 10th scale and the 1/18th scale ones that I have as well. So first of all, let's take a look. There's a little parts baggie in here. Looks like there's an extra spur gear in here. I don't know if that's for optional gearing or just in case you thrash one of them, but it does have that in there. Some rod ends and a couple other little pieces here as well. Inside the larger bag, you've got an assortment of things from like your servo horns here. We've got some documentation here for the sensorless brushless motor, the Reedy one that's inside of here, troubleshooting tips, the owner's manual here, which is very small, and this is for the XP120, the controller that gives you some instructions on how to use it. Binding, there is also a bind plug in a little bag here, and a little wrench for taking your tires off and things like that, as well as some extra stickers if you want to maybe change up the scheme a little bit. Looks like they probably go on the rear fin here. So there's a couple options if you want to go red or yellow. A couple of star decals. Really deck this thing out looking military. That's what I liked about this. Looks like an old warbird with the checkered flag kind of look, the green and the gray. This is a little manual on how to program your ESC, which is the SC300BL. Brushless ESC. It says right here that it is a maximum 2S LiPo or 6 nickel metal hydride as far as your battery cell specifications on this. And the larger manual for the buggy or the truggy. And this has parts and diagrams and all of that. And really, really good graphics and layout, battery installation tips, tricks, just how to get it all set up that first time that you want to run it, and then how to work on things if you need to rebuild a diff, etc., etc. But really nice manual, actually. Glossy pages. I like it. All right, but we don't want to look at that. We want to look at some of the car stuff. Let's quickly get past the controller here, which is a Team Associated XP120. We've got steering, reverse, and normal, throttle reverse and normal, and that's so that if for whatever reason the way it's plugged in and you're turning the wrong way, you just flip the reverse and that'll change your steering to make it right and the right way. Same with the throttle. Here we've got trims for our steering and our throttle. If it's not driving straight, you can use the steering trim to adjust the servo so that it'll be driving straight. Same with throttle. If it's wanting to drive when you're not on the throttle, then you'll have to dial that back. And so it's also got dual rates for throttle, which is cool, so you can turn down so it doesn't go max speed. if you want to give it to a newbie, you know, or your kid or whatever. And then dual rates for your steering if you want to turn down how much throw your steering has. So that's actually quite a lot of features for this in such an affordable model. It does take 4 AA batteries. Those are not included, and so you'll need to supply those on your own. But it feels good in the hand. All right, now on to what we want to see. Look at the tires on this. Look at the shine on those discs on the tires. These are knobby. This is an off-road buggy. So this would do well probably in some loose dirt, things like that. And that's where I plan to use it. I'm not going to race this or anything. It's going to really kind of be a basher buggy for me, just a little one. It'll hook up probably on the cement pretty well as well. They are not very rubbery. They're soft, but the texture on it just feels a little bit hard, and that may wear in a little bit. So we'll see exactly how that does. Overall, I like them. I like the knobby tires because, again, I'm going to be playing with this thing just in the dirt and having fun bashing it. I'm not going to put any stickers on the rear wing. I like it just black like it is. I think it looks really cool. But we want to get inside and look at it here in just a minute. First of all, we'll look up front. The shocks on this thing are adjustable, so they're threaded here. They're just plastic, but again, that'll be just fine for this type of a vehicle. You do have adjustable turnbuckles here, so you'll be able to adjust the caster blocks and stuff how you want to have them set. And so you've got multiple metal turnbuckles here with plastic ends on them. It is plastic pretty much all around, so it's going to be nice and forgiving. No real bumper. There is a nice little extended piece of plastic here that comes from the chassis, which would be replaceable if you do really beat this up. But that should take a lot of the impact, which is nice. But it doesn't really stick out past the wheels, so you're going to take a lot of your impact to those front tires, which is pretty typical for a buggy. Nothing new there. You've got adjustability here. You can't really see it from the front. From the back, you can see there's another hole that you could put your shocks in on the top. And that is it. There's not any adjustability on the bottom as far as your stance on your shocks goes. So you see in the rear, we've got 3 holes for adjustability. And again, nothing on the rear, on the bottom. So you've got metal drive shafts here coming out and metal turnbuckles on the top here for being able to get a little bit of adjustability on your rear hubs back in the back. Overall looks good. Runs on 12mm hexes, which is pretty standard size, so that's nice. We'll take off the 2 body clips that hold on this really cool body. Whoops, that one went flying. And we'll just take a quick look at it. I mean, this is what got my attention. So good on you, Team Associated, for coming up with a really, really cool looking body. It looks a little bit more green on here than like grassy green than it does here. It's more of a military green in person. So my camera settings are playing a little bit of tricks on me there, but it looks good, flexible, backed in white like this. Mine is a little crumpled. Just bend that back and pretend like it wasn't like that. Not a big deal. So this is small. This is going to pose me a little bit of problem. I'll have to look and see what kind of batteries I have that will fit in this tray. Because it is a much smaller size tray. I've got some 2S I think I can stick in there, maybe even from the WL Toys or whatever for now. I might have some flight batteries as well that I might be able to throw in there. But you can see they've top mounted the ESC, a little on-off switch here, a little waterproof one. Tiny little 4500 kV Reedy motor. Looks nice and slick. You've got your drive shaft running down the middle here, and it is covered. There's a little plastic cover that you can see the screw holes there. That not screw holes, you see the screws there that are holding it in place. Sometimes my words get out before what I'm thinking. So, you know, that's the drawback of recording videos. Trying to get your brain to work fast enough to keep up with your mouth, which is just spewing out whatever it wants. So we do have up here a steering block, I guess, that is aluminum on top, and you've got a servo saver on top of the servo here. A tiny little D115F Digital Servo, and I read that at 4.8 volts this is, I think, 44 inches of torque, and at 6 volts it is 55 inches of torque. But again, a small scale servo in there, and then a 3-channel receiver to go with the transmitter. So that's a quick look at it. It is, again, 4-wheel drive, 3 differentials in here. You've got your center, front and rear, and overall it looks like a pretty neat little truck. It's really lightweight. I saw Driftomaniacs had done a little review on this, and he was talking about the weight, and it is surprising how lightweight it is. But you know that a race company made this because these are pretty dampened, more than a lot of the other ready-to-runs that I get, and they feel really, really plush. I like the feel of it. So you put a battery in there, add a little weight, but it'll take quite a bit, I think, to make this thing bottom out. All right, as promised, before we go, guys, I want to show you a size comparison between the 10th scale Team Associated RC10B 4.2 race spec, the Reflex 14B, which is a 1/14th scale, and the WL Toys A959, which is a 1/18th scale. As you can see, each one is quite a bit different size, and as far as just a quick portable one, you know, a lot of people like the A959. It doesn't handle well because of the ground clearance off-road. This will handle a little bit better off-road than the A959, and then this is, of course, to be better just because of ground clearance. This is only 2-wheel drive, so you lose a little bit of control on hard takeoffs and all of that in loose dirt, but you learn to control it. It's a lot of fun. And then this one is going to be 4-wheel drive, should be a little ripper. And so I'm really excited about running this. This thing, we're going to give you guys a speed test on it, and then we're going to take it up and bash it for you like I like to do. All right, so as normal, guys, I will be doing a speed test with this thing. I've seen a lot of people getting it up in the upper 20 mile per hour range. It is a 4,500 kV motor, but it is much smaller. And so, you know, you lose a little bit of speed just in the size of the motor at 4,500. It's not going to be comparable to a larger size, of course. And so that's a pretty respectable speed at this type of scale. And so we'll see how it does. And I know there's optional gearing you can get to make it go faster, but I'm going to keep it pretty much stock and just bash it because I think that's what I really want it for. I'm going to take it up to Ipswich for you guys and launch it off some of the jumps there, see how it does, and see if it can handle my backyard with the grass and everything, and if I can have any fun with it back there. Ipswich, of course, is just straight dirt, so it should be able to handle there no problem. It's nice and small, so it might actually be easier. And most of those jumps I'm overshooting anyway with the bigger cars, so this could be a lot of fun up there. I'm guessing it's going to be pretty durable just because of the build quality, the lightweight size of it, and I know that the RC10 was really I just abused it out there, and it just kept on going. So I'm hoping to get the same with the Reflex 14B. But anyway, guys, if you liked the video and you want to catch more about this thing, be sure to follow along as we take this out over the next couple weeks and give it a run for its money. But I really, really like the look of it. I like the stance of it. I think it's just a cool looking car. So anyway, thanks for tuning in as always, guys. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Be sure to subscribe for more, and I'll look for your comments below. Tell me what you guys think about the tires on this, what you want to see from it, and if you like the unboxings where I have it in the box at the beginning on the bench, or if you prefer when I already have the car out and I kind of do the opening at the end and can show it to you and then go back in time and then do the unboxing. Some people just like to see right up front what the car is going to look like. So let me know if you like the reveal or if you like to get the little glimpse of it ahead of time. So thanks for tuning in as always, guys. Have fun RCing. We'll catch you next time.